Okay, today we are going to create the second paragraph of our personal narrative. It could also be called your first body paragraph. And this video is going to show you step by step how to create your second paragraph, sentence by sentence. By the time we're done, we're going to have at least 5 sentences um, in this story. And it'll all be setting the stage and the exposition part and setting and just a little bit of rising action before things hit a climax. We will not hit a climax in this paragraph. That will be in our next paragraph of our personal narrative. So here we go. Second paragraph. Your first sentence needs to stage the setting for your narrative. This needs to include time and place. I give you 3 options to start it out, okay? You could say the story starts out and then you go and explain where and when it took place, okay? 2, it all started when. That's an easy way to start the sentence. Or back when I was blank, I was, all right? And that's how we'll start that. Your second sentence should be another sentence about the setting of your story. This helps put the final touches in your story for your exposition. So just a little extra explanation about maybe how old you were, where you were, what time of year it was, uh, and what you were doing at the time. The third sentence should inform the reader what you or any other characters were doing at the beginning of the story. So was anybody else there? Is anybody else going to be involved in your story? This is where you tell a brief description about who else could be involved. Okay, so that we're just setting the stage for the entire story. So in your first 3 sentences, you can see that we're telling who's involved, the time and place, how old you were, where you were at, what time of year it was, anything like that. Your fourth sentence needs to explain the situation. This needs to be a rising action sentence. Additionally, you should include a simile in this sentence. Remember, a simile is a literary device or phrase that compares two unlike things by using the word like or as in comparison. Okay, and I will do that in my example for you too. And then your last sentence of that sentence, your fifth sentence, needs to be a sentence about an event that takes place in your story right before the climax event. So we're not getting to the climax yet, but we're adding our final touches in our rising action, and that'll be our last sentence of the second paragraph. So here we go. Sentence 1. Your sentence needs to set the stage or stage the setting for your narrative. So I could start out with any of these, okay? So if you remember my story, mine is about when I thought I was going to go down the drain in the bathtub. Okay, so I'll write a sentence for each one of these story starters, but when it comes time for you to do it, you only have to do one of them. So you won't do all 3. I'm going to do all 3 just for example. So I could say, all right, I'll go option 1, just so you know that this is an option. All right, the story starts out in 1983 when I was 3 years old and loved playing with my G.I. Joe figurines in the bathtub. Okay, there's option 1. Now remember, I'm doing 3 options. You only have to do one of them. Okay, it all started back when I was only 3 years old and I was a kid that just loved playing with my toys while I took a bath. Okay, and then option 3, all right, same sort of deal. Back when I was 3 years old, I was a kid that really liked to play with my toys during bath time. Okay, so I just used 3. All right, now I'm going to go, notice it tries to help me. All right, fill in all my mistakes. So Google helps me out. You need to pay attention to those things. All right. Sentence 2. Your second sentence should be another sentence about the setting of the story. This helps put the final touches in your story for your exposition. All right. So I'm our bathtub in our house was located on the second floor of our house, and I can remember filling that bathtub with bubbles nearly every night. Okay, so I'm just setting the stage, all right, for it. So it's going to make sure it's the whole story is taking place at there. So I help set that stage. Sentence 3. Your third sentence should inform the reader what you or any other characters were doing at the beginning of the story. All right, so often times my parents, I'll just say my mom and dad would let me play with my toys for over 30 minutes each time that I took a bath. Okay? And then sentence 4, your fourth sentence needs to explain the situation. This needs to be a rising action sentence. Additionally, you should include a simile in this sentence. A simile is a literary device or phrase that compares two unlike things by using the words like or as. Okay? I would laugh and smile like a child on his birthday each night while I played with my toys in the bathtub until my skin would be as wrinkly as so something that has wrinkles. So I need to have a simile with wrinkly. So I could just go to Google, okay? Simile with wrinkly, okay? Wrinkled as a raisin. That's all I have to do. So I just looked it up. All right. My skin would be as wrinkly as a raisin. Okay. Now I actually have 2 similes in here. You don't need to. I just put 2 in there because I wanted to show you how easy it would be. I said I would laugh and smile like a child on his birthday each night while I played with my toys in the bathtub until my skin would be as wrinkly as a raisin. Okay, so I'm setting the stage about how much fun I'm having in the story. Okay, and in my rising action, and I included 2 similes. You only need 1. All right, in there. Last sentence. Your 5th sentence needs to be a sentence about an event that takes place in your story right before the climax event. This is the last sentence of your second paragraph. Okay, so most bathtub drains have a catch in them to prevent large objects from going down the drain and plugging the sewer system up when the water is being let out of the tub. Okay, so kind of like foreshadowing what could happen. Notice it kind of foreshadows, okay, what could happen. It explains one of the things that leads to the climax. All right, one of the things that leads to this climax is the fact that my bathtub doesn't have a catch, but I don't come out and say that. Okay, I could have. I just didn't want to make the sentence any longer than it was. Okay, so there's my 5 sentences. Now it says, go to your introduction paragraph assignment, copy and paste the introduction paragraph below so that you have it on this assignment too. So you would probably have to go to what you submitted in your introduction paragraph assignment, copy and paste it. I'll do that now. Here's my introduction assignment. All right, from before. I'll scroll down and grab this. Okay. Control C. It says I'm supposed to copy and paste it. I will paste it right here. Control V. Okay, got it right there. Okay, so there it is. All right, now I need to copy and paste your sentences for your second paragraph together. So I'll take each one of these. Looks like it. Google, you can see, wants me to fix that. It's really easy. You just listen to Google most of the time and it does. All right, so I'm going to choose which sentence I'm going to pick. Remember, you only have one. Okay. I think I'm just going to take my second one. Okay. Control C. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it down here. Control V. I'm going to make sure I tab it. To tab it, you press tab. Okay. Notice it indents that sentence. Okay. Now I grab my second sentence. Okay. Sentence 2 right here. I'm going to go grab my sentence 3 right here. Control C. Sentence 4. I got to grab sentence 4. Control C. That means copy. Okay. Put it right here. Okay. And then sentence 5. Here. Now, I need to also make sure now I highlight this, okay, my entire paragraph. I'm going to change that font from red to black now so that I can use it later. And now I'm done, and I would be able to press submit.